To get to the bottom of all this speculation about trade skill experience requirement increases in the New World PTR Changes, I decided to reach out to the Amazon Smile for a comment. I received no reply, so I asked this Monkee that plays New World instead, and here's what he had to say. I think when I first saw the New World PTR Changes, that's pretty much how I felt also, knee-jerk reaction. But we have to keep in mind that this is exactly what the PTR is for, testing. These numbers we are seeing currently are by no means set in stone and may never make it to live, so as we move forward through this video, let's try to keep that in mind. Plus, in about 3 weeks, we're going to be up to our eyeballs in turkey and stuffing, so there's a lot to stay positive about, right? So, let's go through the smaller stuff first, and then we'll get to the trade skill issues. But before we start, please, if you enjoy the video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. We're inching closer to that 1,000 sub goal, and when we get there, as with any and all major sub intervals, this channel will be donating to local animal shelters. So make sure you give that sub button some love. I feel like one of the bigger non-trade skill related issues in the PTR currently would be the change to light armor scaling, and it's actually going to be a 20% damage output as opposed to closer to like 12 or 13% what it actually tests out on live. There's an even bigger scaling for healing currently, which will put it at a 30% healing bonus. This change is probably meant to chip away at the heavy armor's current position in the meta, everywhere outside of maybe wars and invasions. They're also increasing the healing for medium armor from 10% to 15%, but keeping the damage scaling the same at 10%. There is also a change in the works that will make the faction switching on a 60-day cooldown timer. So it's definitely something you're going to have to take a significant look at before changing. This is not surprising because honestly 3 days doesn't really seem like enough, and it creates kind of an opportunity for quite a bit of subterfuge if you think about it. There are some pretty important attribute bonus changes as well. The bonus from 300 intellect was changed from 30% damage on the first hit if you're at full health to 20%. I'm pretty sure that this is due to one of two things, or maybe both of them. The Fire Mage is going to attempt to open on you with one of two abilities, right? It's either going to be Fireball or Pillar, and an extra 10% on either of those is pretty big, even if Fireball can't crit anymore. So that's basically just another mage nerf outside of the weapon mastery tree. The bonus from being at 250 constitution was also decreased from mitigating 80% of a first hit at full health to 60%. Other items of note are new PvP missions or potential daily quests and or rewards, and improvements to expeditions with regards to levels and more variety in terms of a silver version. There's a bunch of cosmetics coming as well in the form of new emotes and skins, and those mined images are pretty low quality and Amazon won't even acknowledge that they exist at this point, so I'm not going to bother posting them in the video, but I'm going to place a link in the description below to the Reddit post where you can view them if you'd like, if you are into spoilers. Alright, well, let's talk about the trade skill changes. They have increased the amount of experience required to get to 200 substantially in all crafting trade skills. Depending on what your opinion is on how grindy games should be, if taken at face value, that could be a really bad decision. However, they have also increased the amount of experience you gain from crafting higher tier items. I believe they wanted to do two things with this change. They wanted to make crafting higher tier items more valuable, so people would not grind to 200 skill using low level materials, and I also believe that they probably did not expect crafting to be mastered by so many within a month of launch, so they wanted to make it somewhat harder to attain. If you just look at the increases in level requirements without looking at the actual increases in experience gained through higher level crafting, then sure, this looks really bad. But again, there is some offset with regards to the amount of experience you're gaining for crafting that higher tier stuff. And again, this is also just getting into testing. It may change in the future. Personally, I feel the real problem with this is one that nobody is really talking about. We have approximately 5% of the game population sitting at 200 in any given crafting skill at the moment, It is entirely possible AGS will soon make getting to that level significantly more difficult, and in doing so, reward those who are already there with a pseudo-monopoly on the products that the few who arrived there prior to the nerf can create. As much as I'm for rewarding time spent in games, that kind of seems disproportionate and unfair. A lot of people are saying it's going to take 4 times as long, and that's simply not true, but it's clearly going to take a lot longer at this point based on the figures I've seen. Just how long is a matter of speculation at this point, and it's probably not worth getting too upset about until they meld the PTR changes into what they intend on putting out. Well, that about does it. What do you think about all the test realm changes? Good? Bad? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for the video. I hope you guys have a great week, and until next time.